Welcome back.
Welcome back
How are you guys?
To episode 2.
Yay. Yes, you made it to the second episode.
Feels like episode 10.
It does. It does.
It does.
So what do you guys want to talk about today?
Communication. Did we not communicate that to each other?
Yes, communication is a good topic, especially that we're all staying at home. So that's a good topic.
Yep. We had
Absolutely.
New ways to communicate to coworkers, to our newfound homebound coworkers.
So do you guys have any strategies or things that you're doing with your families to keep up communication at home, just within your four walls?
You know, one thing I like, go ahead.
Okay. So one thing I've tried and it works, and we got to remember every family is different, and what works for my family might not work for your family.
Right.
But having one boy, one girl, even communicating with my kids and my spouse has its own way of being not the same. It's
challenging.
Communication, yes. So I all the time use the cream-free method in parenting, not just because I was trained to use it, but because I find it effective.
Okay.
You know what,
Tom, what about you?
One thing I found is, you got to realize that your new coworkers, like you said, Nicole, are not your coworkers, and you can't communicate the same way.
Nope.
So if you had sarcasm at work, which I don't know if we did.
Oh no, never.
It may not work with your kids or your spouse at home. So you really got to be aware of that and change that up, because that can lead to
miscommunication.
yelling.
Yeah.
Miscommunication.
Yep. Oh yeah.
My office coworkers seem to think that I'm much funnier than my home coworkers. So I have
Mine
learned
too.
to
Mine too.
figure out which sense of humor to use. It may not be saying much, but
and to go off of what Heba said too, about the differences when we're talking to our children based on age, based on their personalities, just kind of matching our communication to what we're trying to get through to them. And it might mean giving more kind of instructions to what we are expecting, and making sure that we're clear about what we're expecting.
Absolutely. Setting expectations is big.
Right.
Yep.
And knowing your kids like mine, I can't just say, hey, go do some English.
Right.
I have to give very specific directions, like, hey, go upstairs, you're going to do lessons 1 through 4.
Right.
So depending on, what your relationship is, how old the kids are, what kind of direction they need in terms of the specifics of which you need to tell them. So depends on who they are, like you were saying, Nicole.
Yep.
I know it's way easier to say it than put it to work,
yeah.
but I think it's once we're able as parents to give the physical and emotional space to our kids and see them as their own individuals, not as a property of us parents, that will make a huge difference in communication.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think during this time, communication is very important for everybody, and just reading, not just words, reading that body language too.
Body language
in the house.
Right.
That's a really good point, Tom. Body language is huge. And sometimes I think that as parents, we overlook it in our kids or dismiss it in our kids, especially like teenagers. I know from fact that, I dismiss some of my teenagers' body language as typical teenager type things. But she really is trying to communicate with me. And maybe the most effective way that she knows how is through her physical language. So sometimes we need to just be a little more cognizant of paying attention to that as well.
Right.
But I think communication, keeping it short and sweet is good. So I think we're going to cut it off here right now.
Yep.
We'll see you next time on your screen.
Yep.
Take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and I hope everybody's doing good.
All right.
See you next time.
Bye.
Next time on your screen.
Next time on your screen.